what do we want to talk about first? Do we want to talk about the
We should talk
last
about who we
season?
are first,
Oh
because
yeah,
no
that
one
we should
knows who we
definitely do
are.
that. So, well, this video is going on my channel, but this is Toasty Bits right now, talking right now. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm covered in bees. I've been playing Destiny since Destiny 1. I'd like to say I'm pretty versed in the game, and I'm excited to talk to you guys.
Go ahead, Lothric.
I'm Lothric. I have no proper credentials. I do raids sometimes, um, uh, and I'm bad at the game.
Yeah.
All right.
He also joined during. He started playing Destiny 2 when
Yeah,
Guardian Games released, which was
Yeah,
unfortunate for
that
him.
was kind of a crap show.
Yeah, it was. And then I forgot to mention, I started playing Destiny a little bit after the Taken King came out, but and I have been playing since then. Oh yeah, it's been a real it's been a real roller coaster since the Taken King.
Yeah, it went from the Taken King to Rise of Iron, and then it went from Rise of Iron. Hey, look, my favorite part about Rise of Iron was the
Honestly,
armor, bro.
Rise of
The
Iron,
armor looked
Rise
so
of Iron was
good.
better than most of the expansions we've had through this game.
Look. Leave
Yeah.
leave the Osiris expansion alone. Leave it alone.
Okay, so aside from all that, this specific video slash discussion slash podcast, which doesn't have a name right now, we want to talk about the release of the most recent season of Destiny 2, which is Season of the Chosen, and then also maybe talk a little bit about the shit show that was Season of the Hunt. So on the topic of Season of the Hunt, literally the note I have on screen is Season of the Hunt sucked.
Yeah, I didn't.
There was a couple of reasons why. But did you guys enjoy any of it at all? Was there any part of it that was even remotely enjoyable?
I thought the SMG was cool.
The SMG was good.
That's about it.
I liked the breech-loaded grenade launcher because it replaced my Martyr's Retribution, and it also could get
the breach loaded.
Yeah, the breech-loaded one, and it also could get Ambitious Assassin, so you can get 2 grenades in there.
As a hunter main, I am ecstatic about Baccaris. I love my Baccaris.
I don't think there was a Season of the Hunt thing.
It's fine.
Well, it came out with Season of the Hunt. Every season they're releasing new exotics. Last season was the helmets. This season's the chest. There's 3 new exotics this season.
Yeah, the chests,
They're all chest
which
pieces,
they all look really good.
They do. I haven't seen the hunter one. What's it do?
Shoot, I forgot.
I'm on my way to look.
I don't remember. But yeah, Season of the Hunt, for the most part, the story was really good. I enjoyed the story, but the other half of the season was just garbage. The gameplay was awful. I did not like the armor whatsoever. It looked like ass to me.
The story felt kind of weak to me.
Did you not? Really? You didn't like the story that much?
It feels so sporadic to me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest problems with Season of the Hunt was it released the week after the raid. And I think having all that Beyond Light stuff coming out and then the season releasing there was too much focus on Beyond Light, and there wasn't that much content, to be honest, for Season of the Hunt.
Kind of
But
I feel.
there was so little content, but it was almost all released at the beginning. So like for months at a time we had nothing in Season of the Hunt.
Well, I feel like they fed us with a fire hose when it came to the story. It was like, okay, well, Savathun's coming, you need to learn all this shit, and then we had that extended long season about it. Like we got stuck an extra like 4 months or whatever in the last season, and then we get dark, or the darkness comes, we get, like you said, 2 weeks of that, and then all of a sudden we're worried about Osiris again, and now there's a hive baddies coming, and the darkness is here, and like it's just a lot. And I feel like after the first week, the story didn't really matter because there wasn't shit to keep players active in the game. So it's like they gave us the hunts, which first of all were a joke.
Yeah, they were boring. There was no original mechanic in there whatsoever.
At all. And it was a grind for bullshit that we didn't really need, forgive my language.
Except for the SMG and the grenade launcher. Those were
Well, yeah.
were good.
But
Yeah, it was
realistically, they weren't necessary for the advancement of the gameplay or the sandbox. Neither one of those weapons were.
Honestly, the high celebrant mission, I didn't even farm it. I just did it
No.
once for the triumph seal,
It was
and then
pointless.
I was done.
I feel like Bungie did a lot more fixing than creating last season.
I did note the high celebrant was buggy, and I think is still broken. It still breaks often. I've only done it the one time, and honestly,
Wait, can you still do high? You can't
you
still
can
do high
you
celebrant.
could still do it,
What?
but it's broken. It doesn't work half the time.
That's cringe.
It's a grindable pinnacle, I think.
No.
Yeah.
And then I thoroughly enjoyed the story except for the Sagira part where there was no cutscene. There was no cutscene that really bothered me a lot. And then when we got to the high celebrant to get revenge on her, it kind of, because of the bugginess, it was just not really, it wasn't a justice at all.
I feel like they just instead of wanting to keep her voice actor around, just were like, okay, right, she mysteriously died. Mysteriously. It's like, all right, buddy. Like,
high celebrant was not in any way there was no saving the season at that point.
She was the main character of an expansion.
Of a whole expansion.
And they killed her.
And then we had Hawkmoon and Harbinger, which were probably the high point for the season was Harbinger.
That was where I think all of the effort was put in.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of dumb that we're grinding for an exotic.
I think it's the only intended exotic
for now
to be random rolls.
I feel like they're gonna change it, and they're gonna start making us have to farm rolls on exotics because they can't. Dude, I don't know why they're not making new guns. They're not making think about in Destiny 1. Every expansion was something really new. It was all so fresh.
Yeah, the new exotics in Destiny 1 that were being released, a lot of the exotics were just kind of legendary guns, but they had an element and they could be equipped in the primary slot.
I mean,
there was
kind of bland.
Remote. What was that one shotgun? Universal remote.
Universal remote.
It was a shotgun in the primary slot that had solar energy.
And then there was that sniper in the primary slot.
No Lands Beyond.
Oh
yeah,
No Lands Beyond.
I am 100% team bring back No Land. That gun deserves to be in this game more than any other gun ever, bro. No Land Beyond was the gun of Destiny 1. The gun. Number one.
They could easily do it. Secondary using primary ammo.
Devram carries it around. It's the gun he has.
It still exists. Yeah. Okay.
They just haven't given it to us. I feel like the reason they haven't is because it would become too much of a meme.
Mm-hmm. Let's not get too sidetracked here, but basically, the gist of that conversation was that Season of the Hunt was bad. It was buggy. It was boring. It was buggy. It was boring. There were things that were clearly missing, and it was too spread apart. Honestly, I think they need to, when they release an expansion and a season together, they need to give this season more time before make the
first season about the story in the expansion.
Yeah. They should just make 5 seasons a year, and the first season is just the expansion, and then a month later, they release the first actual season. Because there was so little content spread across the entirety of the first 3 months of the expansion, but there was literally nothing there. It was just the hunts, the first mission to save Osiris, the High Celebrant, Hawkmoon, and Harbinger, and that was it. Yeah. And half of it was broken or not good.
And they reissued a bunch of stuff to us.
Season of the Chosen.
What was the one before Season of the Hunt? The long one.
Arrivals. Which
I liked it. I liked Arrivals.
Arrivals was
drug out.
Because Lothric, you joined during Season of the Worthy, which is arguably worse than Hunt, in my opinion. Even though the story was good, but everything else was fucking stupid, and especially the Guardian games. Lothric joined in the middle of the Guardian games, and I honestly felt bad for him.
Honestly, it was Worthy.
It was too early for me to even comprehend the idea of seasons and events. So that was just kind of me getting used to the game. So I really can't have an opinion on that.
Yeah, before we get too far, go too far back into the game. the high point for Worthy for me was honestly the event at the end of the season, the live event.
Really?
Which is saying something. That it's saying how bad Worthy was, in my opinion.
I loved seeing Saint's dead body. That whole mission was cool.
Oh, that was Dawn, buddy.
Oh, that
That
was
was
the Dawn.
season of Dawn.
What was Worthy?
Worthy
Oh yeah,
was
wait, hold on.
the
I'm thinking about Dawn. Yeah, not
Worthy was
Worthy was
the
the Seventh Seraph.
Seventh Seraph stuff. It was when the Almighty was falling.
I mean, the weapons were cool.
Yeah,
Right.
they were cool, but now they're gonna get sunsetted here shortly.
Let's not even talk about sunsetting. That'll be all.
Oh no.
Let's save that for another podcast.
Yeah.
If this even becomes an actual podcast. Arrival's good. We love the Umbral system. Umbrals are back, which is great. It's just that this.
Being back?
I feel like they mentioned it that they were going to be harder to come by, but they don't feel harder to come by. They're easier. They drop as often as they did before. They honestly should drop less often than the Prime Ingrams should.
Umbrals are just like a necessary thing, I think. Like targeted loot. Come on, man. That just makes the grind so much better. And that's why I loved Season of Arrival so much.
What was the Callus one? That's why that one was so good, because you could just literally go in and get exactly what you wanted.
The Menagerie.
Oh, the Menagerie.
God, the Menagerie.
We need a Menagerie style activity again. That's what's missing. Because
well, that's
when that went away, we also lost everything else, like the forges and whatever that other Gambit mode was. I don't remember.
Was dope because you could just slot your chalice and be like, okay, I need this hand cannon. You're not going in there and spending. Do you know how many times I had to run the stupid thing to get spare rations? The tier 2 reckoning. You know how many times I did that?
I have no idea.
Honestly,
Hundreds?
8,000 or more. Yeah, hundreds. 12-hour shifts. Me and my friends would pull just trying to farm a spare rations with rapid hit and multi-kill clip. Still never got it, by the way. And like the ability to go in and get what you want instead of having to do that made the game a lot more playable.
So yeah,
and
I guess
Bees, I don't think you have very good luck with getting the loot you want.
We're not talking about it.
Cough supremacy. Cough 50 plus runs in Last Wish.
Yeah, whatever.
well, I mean, you're the one that got Eyes of Tomorrow first week, so.
Dude, do you know how many people? I've had 50 people get the supremacy I want in front of me. And like, that's not even a joke. Like one raid, 3 people got it, and I'm like, oh, I'm totally gonna get it. I'm totally gonna get it.
Okay, we're almost halfway done, by the way.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the supremacy with Snapshot, right?
Yeah. Snapshot, anything. I don't even care. It could give me Snapshot and whatever. Whatever. Anyway.
If trading was a thing, I would give you mine with Snapshot and Triple Tap.
Quit rubbing it in, all right? So, this season they have a pretty cool roadmap. We'll see how it plays out. It doesn't look super stretched out, but
except for the very end, I'm a little concerned.
They'll probably there's probably some stuff they have
because it's just Guardian games. They dedicated a whole space for just the Guardian Games closing ceremony, and then after that, there's nothing else.
What was that last year? The stupid.
There was no Guardian Games closing ceremony last year. It was just it ended. No, was there?
Yeah.
Oh, I probably just stopped playing that whole week then, or that whole day.
It was dumb.
But then after that, there's like a half a month or like 3 weeks of nothing. But I'm hoping
3 weeks?
I'm hoping there's at least a cutscene and then maybe a live event.
We also don't know if they're gonna give us any new exotic weapons or like
exotic quests. Yeah, the roadmap doesn't even include exotic quests. There's got to be at least 2.
Exactly.
If this season already feels like it's bigger than anything we got in Shadowkeep. So far, it seems like the season is in a better place than the last season was. We have a better activity overall, even though it's kind of similar to a previous activity we had, just in the structure, not in like the actual gameplay. It's a little different. We have the war table, which we use to not only upgrade our hammer for the new activity, but we also use it to get little like hologram cutscenes, I guess, or little conversations with certain people, which is actually really cool. It was kind of off-putting at first, but then I realized it made it seem like the game took a totally different direction it felt more of like a military simulator or military shooter game, which it definitely feels like that. This season is more militaristic in a sense because we have a whole war room and we've literally declared war against an enemy race.
Yeah,
So-
this season's gonna go one of two ways.
Don't we do that every season?
Hopefully.
Not necessarily.
Thematically, if every season changes slightly, but we're still going towards the same goal of eventually dealing with the darkness, it should be fine. As long as the story is cohesive.
This game's teeter-tottering really hard right now on either fixing itself and regaining a lot of its player base. Like, of course, the game had a huge influx of players because the season reset. Like, of course. Like, that's not even a question.
It's also
But, like,
free to play, and we have new light.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And they haven't done it, as far as I can tell, they haven't done anything about the cheaters. And Bungie is either going to be listening to its fans and realizing what we feel like the game needs to be better and going to do it, and people will come back and play the game, or they're going to ruin it, and it's going to lose all of its players. Like, the end of last season had, dude, we had to wait in queues to get PvP matches. Like, how silly is that? You know? So, I feel like the game's going to go either really good. The season's either going to make or break this game, and I feel like it's important.
We need a season dedicated to fixing the game, to be honest. Instead of having actual content, just release bug fixes. I don't care if I don't play for 3 months. That's fine with me. But
I want content, but I want content that's relevant and not just some stuff someone threw together in 15 minutes.
Paint.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, this whole activity was made in MS Paint.
War Room, Vex Offensive, but it's Cabal.
I feel like Bungie has so many storylines they're working with right now, and there's so much happening in the universe, and there's too many cooks per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at some point it should all converge. I think the problem really was releasing Destiny 1, and there were already too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You had 4 and 5 races if you included humanity, 6 if you included the Awoken, and then you added the Taken, and then we added Siva, and then we added Scorn, and then Nightmares, and we just keep adding more and more to the table. Yeah. We've had too many cooks in the kitchen since the beginning.
How unrelevant a lot of that is now.
Mm-hmm. Like,
what is the Scorn doing?
Oh, did you watch the trailer for the season?
No.
So at the end of the trailer for the season, it's really hard to actually freeze frame it. But there is, right before Osiris says there's no light here in this place, or whatever he said, there is a frame with Cabal writing, and then there's also another frame with a Scorn Screeb in like a dark room. So clearly there's something that's going to happen at the end of the season that will lead up to whatever's happening after that.
This might be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, but Screebs are cute. I'm just gonna say it, man. The way they crawl on those 4 legs and explode, it just screams like a kitten, right?
I might have to alert the authorities now, Lothric.
What? Wait, kittens are they not supposed to explode?
No, they're not.
Oh no.
Wait, what did you do to your cat?
No.
What happened to your cat?
Mr. Whisker.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there's clearly something will happen with the Scorn at some point, and Osiris, because it might have to do with potentially Osiris dying. You never know.
Oh god.
Well, this motherfucker in the trailer literally went to a place by himself with no light. It was a ship that was clearly in darkness, like in a part of space that was already taken by the darkness. It's in the trailer. You can go see it yourself. But clearly he might potentially die.
Yo, so you're telling me this guy, this ultimate guardian guy that was going in and out of time fluxes, fighting millions of Vex one-on-one with his ghost. Like, do you remember the trailer when Osiris got announced? Like, we were going to see him. Like, he was in, like, the frozen room of Vex and they all came alive and he killed, like, 400 of them by himself. This guy, the ultimate warlock, can't defend himself against a knight.
Well, he doesn't have Segura anymore.
Dude, Segura wasn't the one shooting the gun.
But Segura was the one keeping him from dying.
Okay,
He
Probably
didn't
not.
need her in the beginning. He was like the ultimate badass.
I mean, you saw what happened in the beginning of Hunt. He almost got murdered.
That's what I'm saying.
If it wasn't for Crow, he would have died there.
if you read the lore post though, like Osiris is extremely OP.
Oh no, yeah, the cutscene does. It shows that he's overpowered as fuck.
Yeah,
But-
so you're telling me
but if
Mr. OP over here.
I don't know. He could.
He's
He
using
got
multiple supers at a time.
He
Come
got
on, man.
overwhelmed in the cutscene in Hunt where he almost got killed. I don't know.
Nope.
We'll see what happens.
12 Nova Bombs? I don't know, man.
12 noble bombs.
He can do that.
He just Sunsinger himself back to life. It's fine.
Right, yeah.
Rest in peace, Sunsinger.
Just sunset death.
Sunset death. What else do we have on the list? Okay. So, yeah. Going back to the season itself. The unlock system is basically straight out of Season of Worthy, which we've seen a couple times before. The Umbrals are back from Arrivals, and the activities Vex offensive style, which I'm okay with. But at this point, we just got a season that took parts of other seasons.
Well, that's
And-
pretty much
and
that's
put
what
it
I'm
all
saying.
together.
It's just recycling stuff.
They need to create something new at some point.
I mean, I get how they're. There needs
That's
to
why
be-
we should get ideally a menagerie style activity like we had before. We also had the sundial.
They gave us the moon back, kinda.
Kind of, but there's nothing to do there now. It's just a fucking lump of cheese just sitting in space.
I mean,
Half
you
the
can
weapons
get
and armor
the
doesn't even
gun.
work.
You can go get some of the old guns, but like
You-
they don't have the rolls.
You can
want.
go unlock the moon sword for all I care. It would just be a limp sword. It doesn't do anything.
But 3 of the guns got brought
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
right?
that's brand new. Yeah, but like the moon's almost
Hey, man.
essentially worthless.
No, for
You're
sure.
a limp sword.
I'm almost. Yeah. Let's just hope that they can create something new at some point this year.
They need to revive the community, and they need something like, dude. Do you remember in Taken King, the dreadnought on the dreadnought, and you'd go to the court, and there would always be people there, like you'd always.
Yes. Oh my god.
Stuff. You know, like we need something like that again, or something that's like.
Okay. I played Destiny 1 on PS3, right? I would go to the Dreadnought, and I would go to the court, and there were always people there.
Always until the game ended. I mean, people still play it, but like you know what I mean. Until the popularity of it died.
Yeah, I joined the Taken King late enough where I never really saw a lot of people at the Court of Oryx. But I did recently replay Destiny 1, and I actually did get to the point where I could play Court of Oryx. And there were still people there. I saw people there still at the Court of Oryx, like 2 people. Just kind of hanging out,
cool.
doing it over and over again. But we have had activities like that. We had Escalation Protocol. We've had Altar of Sorrow. We had Blind Well.
Yeah.
We,
Escalation
a new-
Protocol was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just, those things didn't feel rewarding enough.
because the loot pool is kind of small. I mean, Escalation Protocol was literally 3 guns that would rotate depending on the week, and then an armor set that no one really cared about. I don't remember.
Dude,
And then
seeing
Altars of
anyone using
Sorrow
it.
was 1 gun.
Altar of
Did
Sorrow was
either-
1. It was 3 guns, but it was rotate every day.
Yeah.
But it was a guaranteed drop. That's the thing. I think the loot pool needs to be bigger, obviously, and it needs to be a little bit more random. It can't just be a guaranteed of this weapon drop on this day or this week. It's got to be a little more random, you know. And then Blind Well, I think Blind Well just had any of the Forsaken some of the Forsaken Dreaming City weapons. I always totally forget that at that point seasons were a thing, and all the Dreaming City stuff was the first season after when Forsaken started. So like the Forsaken or the season of the what was it called? Season of the Bandit?
Drifter?
I think it was Season of the Bandit was the first season. But that was the Dreaming City basically. I think it was just the Dreaming City stuff was the Season of the Bandit. It really didn't make sense.
Season of the Bandit just doesn't sound right, man.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
Dreaming City. They probably didn't think of names. I think they hit it the nail much better with Season of the Forge, and then Season of the Drifter, and then Season of Opulence. They got it after that, but like Bandit really didn't make sense at all. It made more sense for Forsaken itself, not the Dreaming City stuff though, because that was the post-story stuff.
Season of the Outlaw.
Outlaw. There
that's
we
it.
go. Never mind.
I was thinking.
Outlaw.
No,
Season
I
of
was,
the
I was
Forest.
thinking
that makes more
like,
sense.
Maybe Toasty is just stupid.
Yeah, no, I'm stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Me too.
And when Outlaw, Forge, Drifter, Opulence, Undying, Dawn, Worthy Arrivals, Hunt, Chosen. I loved Opulence. Opulence was a great season too.
The sad thing is I missed half of Opulence because my PC broke.
Oh.
I missed
I
the best,
love-
one of the best seasons, and I really regret it. I hated
Yeah, I was
that.
on PS4.
And
I regret my
broke
PC
that
breaking.
No, I regret not getting it fixed sooner. I could have gotten it fixed sooner. How long have we been going? We've got about 5 minutes left. So far, we just discussed kind of like what's going on in the season currently and what we wish they would make. I get essentially what the community in general does is complaining about what's in the game and what isn't in the game. But
I feel like
to be honest,
there's
a lot of these concerns are valid because we have a season that is currently comprised of three different seasons in one. We need something new at some point. We need an overhaul of some kind for the reward system for these activities that we're getting, because having guaranteed drops is kind of boring. You know, it kind of takes away from the grind, because the grind has always been a huge part of Destiny 2. But if you're getting a weapon every time, I feel like it just makes it boring.
I feel like you need to have both.
Like a mix of both. And I think that's what Umbrals does. The one side where you can pick the loot that you want, but I think the other half of the season has to do the opposite.
You can kind of
pick it, but the rest of the season has to do the opposite. You need to have loot that you can grind for that isn't guaranteed. But I don't want another Master or Legend Lost Sector situation. That's what I don't want. Because I literally went in the last day of of Hunt and got all 3 helmets in one run for each character. That's dumb. That's not what RNG is, especially considering it says rare as a solo or uncommon or whatever it said. We need something to be fixed, and clearly it's a lot of different things.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. Bungie might fix it, you know? They could, realistically.
Oh, the last thing. The fucking strike. The strike was literally just ported in, and then they added, like,
well, I have only played the one.
Things.
There's 2 of them.
I don't think the other one's out yet.
Oh, what?
I haven't seen Fallen Saber yet.
It shows it on the Triumphs, but you can't actually access either strike from the map.
They didn't actually update the map. It's not on the map, but it's in the strike.
What?
Yeah, they didn't update the map.
They're not on the map. They're only in the strike playlist.
I think so, but I have not seen it yet.
That's wild. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you could play you could play like 60 of them.
I don't care.
And not get it because it's random.
Yeah.
How many times have you played Navoda in the strike playlist?
I literally
I
just
don't want to think about that.
I've done like 10 playlist strikes today, and half of them were corrupted or the fanatic.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Yeah, so the worst part is that strike was literally just ported over. It has the same dialogue. It has the same music from the Res of Iron version.
What did they add? 2 brigs and some.
They added
some
2 brigs and some
servitors?
baby servitors. That's all they added.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's cool. I mean, I think it's neat that they did that, but it's like they shouldn't be taking stuff away to give us that.
The problem is that it makes no sense. It makes no sense that the fallen devils still exist.
Yeah,
That's the problem. Those fallen don't exist. Sepix Prime doesn't exist. He is dead. The only immortal being in this universe apparently is Taniks. I guarantee you, in Destiny 3, we will see Taniks at some point. Mark my words right now.
I don't think there is going to be a Destiny 3.
I don't think so. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
We'll see. And then there was just the complaint about that I had about the strikes just not making any sense. They literally just ported it over. And then Guardian games.
We'll
Fuck
see how
Guardian
that goes
games.
this year. If they weigh it like they did last time, where
It's gonna be the same shit show.
where its hunters don't count as much as titans and other characters.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say they don't count.
They didn't. Did you know it? Because there was
know.
more hunters than any other class, so they weighted it differently. That's the only reason Titans won.
I thought you were gonna say hunter medals don't count at all.
No,
Did they actually weight it differently?
Yes, hunters.
3
medals,
hunter medals was 1 medal of a warlock and 5 of a titan.
That doesn't make any
That's
sense.
crazy bullshit.
It was based on the player population.
Yeah.
How many hunters there were? How many titans and warlocks?
Yeah. But they didn't realize people had alts.
I think the only way that they could fix it is if they forced every player that jumps into Guardian games. The very first thing is you lock which team you are playing with, and that character is the only character you can play as. So if you want to play as a Titan for Guardian games, you can only play as your Titan, and that's it.
Easy warlock main.
Or if you do your stuff on your hunter or warlock, it counts as a titan.
No, because like a lot of those challenges were really skewed towards one class or another.
They should just make the Guardian
They'll
games
just be the same. They'll just count towards the other class.
No.
Yeah.
They should just make the Guardian games like the factions, right? You remember the Dead Orbit,
Bees, do you play as a hunter?
You represent your faction?
You play as hunter, right?
Okay, no.
Do you not remember getting the bounty to get void melee kills as a hunter? Do you know how frustrating that was? To make your smoke bomb kill. To make your smoke bomb kill was one of the hardest things to do.
I'm a void main.
Yeah, but when's the last time you killed an enemy with your smoke bomb? Exactly. It rarely ever.
That's what you do with it.
But it doesn't kill. It does so little damage. And
You gotta get him one hit and then throw him with the smoke bomb.
Yeah, that was what you had to do for the stupid medal in Guardian games. Such stupid. This is such a dumb bounty.
I think I'm hoping that Bungie's gonna change it because of all of the colorful feedback they got from last time.
Guardian games cannot be the same. If it's the same, I'm immediately uninstalling the game. No joke. I will go back. I will go back and reinstall Borderlands 3 because at that point there'd be more content for me to do.
Hey man, I have Borderlands 3. I've been playing it.
Oh God, just please don't the hunters like you did last season. Censor that, Toasty.
Yeah. So basically, Titans were just going to win.
I mean, yeah, you saw the trophy. It's still there.
Yeah. It's
Are
kind
they
of
gonna
funny.
replace it or?
No, they'll probably put another one next to it. Like, they'll probably have to mark them at some point, like which year it was from. Or create an actual tribute hall for the Guardians to see all of our spoils of war.
They might put it in the helm.
If they could make a tribute hall, just like a general tribute hall for everything that our Guardian has done, from killing the Heart of the Black Garden to killing Tanix 4.0, that would be great.
All of Tanix's heads.
All of his heads. Even was he? No, he wasn't taken because he couldn't have been taken. He was Siva'd.
He was nightmared too.
He was Nightmared, he was Siva'd, and then there was Regular, and then there was Exo, I guess, technically.
Reborn.
Yeah. So like all of our conquests, all of our trophies should be in that one room. So that old players that didn't play in the previous versions of the game could see what they've done, technically. That'd be cool. That would be a nice little... You know what? Now that I think about it, if there was a season where they dedicated most of the season to fixing the game, but gave us another tribute hall, and then a ton of season challenges, and then one like basic activity with a ton of different gear to grind for, that would be an acceptable...
Season of the Guardian?
That would be an acceptable season just for the sheer fact that they're going to be fixing the game throughout the season.
Season of the Guardian. I'm for it.
They just need to give us a very simple activity with a really decent sized loot pool, and that's it. It doesn't even have to have story. I don't care if it has story or not. Just give us something to help you fix the game, to give them time to fix it.
Yeah, well, I think they should be fixing it all the time.
They can, but they don't have the manpower. I think. Not that they
Jen,
used,
how?
not like they used to. They don't have Activision anymore.
But it's been 3 years since Activision left?
No, it's been a year.
No.
Yeah.
I thought they left after Forsaken.
Opulence was the last season that they worked on for Destiny
That
2.
was 2019, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna.
That was the summer of 2019. Yeah. You remember the launch for Forsaken, or for Shadowkeep? That was the first indication of the fact that without Activision, Bungie was not able to manage Destiny 2 on its own. That day was the worst launch for an expansion in this game. Shadowkeep launch day was an absolute joke.
Yeah, that was a mess.
Because
Did
that
we
was
run
the
out of
first.
time
Because that was
for
the
the-
first
the-
season and the first expansion that they released by themselves.
Did we run out of podcast time?
I think we're out of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could save these other topics for another time if this does well. But
This new light that's playing in this area just got a Arbalest
oh,
to
nice.
drop. Cool
Oh,
for them.
that's adorable.
That's that's adorable, cute little new light.
Yeah.
So how are we closing this thing out?
I think we're done. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you like this little discussion we had. We want to do more of them for sure. It would be great if you shared it as well, because the more people that see this, the better. I would like to do this monthly for sure, or whenever there's something to talk about, like a new season or whatever.
Give us some feedbacks and topics
Yeah,
if you want.
please
to
give us
feedback.
feedback. Feedback, topics. If you want us to expand it to other games or just gaming in general, that's fine.
If you want to join our clan, we're Nobody Likes Nolan Bot.
I can
You
put the
gotta
clan.
like the clan.
Send me the clan link and I'll put it in the video link.
Sweet.
Yeah. So join our clan.
Yeah, because Dinklebot is Supreme Bot.
And is also needing new members as of late.
Always.
We do need. Yeah, we need active players. That's about it.
Everyone does.
We gotta go because I gotta stream.
Bungie needs active players.
We gotta go because I got a stream to start that was supposed to start like 2 minutes from
Ooh.
now, but that's fine.
Okay.
Again, thanks guys. If you watched the video, please give us feedback and don't forget to, subscribe as usual. Bye.